This is what just one Russian missile can do. Here in the city of Uman in April, the Kh-101 cruise missile killed 24 people in this apartment block. Just one of thousands of missiles Russia has used so far in this war. Andriy Rudik shows us how they work. His Ukrainian army unit analyzes Russian weapon systems. This is the Kh-101 missile's onboard computer, its brain.
All of this is imported, none of it is Russian. You can see it from the way it's been put together. There is nothing Russian here except the mounting, the markings, and the serial number.
Rudik won't point the finger, but researchers have identified chips from companies including US-based Texas Instruments and Germany's Infineon, amongst other household names. This kit was supposed to be stopped by sanctions, but a year and a half into the war, Russia is still getting these chips, often via new routes they want to keep secret.
The Russians know that our center and others are watching what they do. They've started filing off the serial number on chips in weapon systems we've shot down more recently. They're trying to make it harder to work out what they're using. Before, like here, you could see everything.
Russia needs to keep this Western technology flowing to its weapons manufacturers. It's been using up missiles faster than anyone had expected.
These missiles are going straight from the factory to the front. There is no time even for tests. We shoot down missiles that have been built the same months.
If sanctions loopholes were actually closed, Ukraine's missile defense forces say they'd see the difference in a matter of months. Independent Russian journalists in exile have seen secret customs statistics which show ballooning imports from third countries as Moscow scrambles to source electronics. Many sellers might not even realize their chips are being used for war, says Gary Somerville, a research fellow at the Royal United Services Institute, a British think tank.
The vast majority, as we see, something like, say, the Kh-101 and a number of other Russian weapon systems are essentially commercial chips that you can buy off the shelf.
These chips are found in cars, medical devices, and even consumer electronics. Most aren't considered to be military grade, so aren't subject to the toughest export controls.
What particularly there is actually sort of seemingly microchips are now considered obsolete, but of course are still perfectly capable of being used inside a number of the Russian weapon systems.
Most chips being put into weapons like these reach Russia from Hong Kong and China through a complex web of intermediaries and shell companies. And when rule breakers are caught and sanctioned, new routes open up almost straight away.
There's no magic bullet solution to the issue of sort of starving Russia of microelectronics and needs. And essentially, this is going to be like an ongoing intelligence issue that has to be consistently managed. So yes, okay, they can get it, but they're going to have to pay a lot more money for it. Our team here at RUSI is like 6 people, and we've been able to establish all of those connections and understand how it's working. So with a large multinational microelectronics manufacturers can replicate what our methodology is. Like I say, because it's all open source.
And until things change, Ukraine is going to see more devastating attacks. This is the missile graveyard in Kharkiv. And these are just some of the missiles Russia has fired at Ukraine's second city since war began.
This is what a year and a half of sleepless nights and air raid sirens looks like in Kharkiv. Behind every missile, behind every shell here, there's a life that at best has been upended and at worst been cut short.
Ukrainian investigators are examining these missiles, trying to find out who gave the orders to fire them and who pushed the button. But as for the people who made these attacks possible by providing Russia the parts, for now at least, it seems they have little to fear.